Room full of beautiful women, but I'm on mine. Room full of
Hey my baby dolls, welcome back to another video. Today I was going to talk in this video, but unfortunately someone came downstairs to the amenity room that I was sitting in and it just became awkward. I didn't even want to talk in the video anymore, so here we are with a voiceover. Personally, I can't really stop anybody from coming in. This is a space for everyone that lives in the building, so it's okay. Moving on. Here is the eyebrow pencil and the concealers that I am using for my brows. I'm using the ColourPop eyebrow pencil and I'm using the e.l.f. concealer and the L'Oreal Infallible. I used the shade Deep Chestnut in the e.l.f. and I used the shade, I think it was Pecan, in the L'Oreal Infallible concealer. The L'Oreal Infallible is a little bit lighter and the e.l.f. concealer is a little bit darker, but mixing those both together made the perfect match for me for the brows, so that's what I end up using. But back to what I was saying about not even wanting to upload this video. It's not about someone came downstairs. I honestly just thought that, I don't know, like I just was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste any content. Someone will really love this video. I end up liking it. It was just something that I felt like, okay, I can just redo, you know, but it was just like, for what, you know, I need to upload this video. It ended up being so pretty. This is a pretty soft pink glam, and my hair was pink, the makeup was pink. It was just all cute. I end up using the e.l.f. New Classics eyeshadow palette. For my transition, I took the shade Charmer, and then on the lid, I took the shade Beloved. It was really, really pretty. This is a really pretty soft pink. I just love this whole look, especially with my pink hair. It just all came together. And then on the end there, towards the crease, I end up using the shade Muse. Muse is like a deep brown, and I end up just blending those together and softly blending everything out. Hopefully I'm saying the right shadows that I'm using from this palette, because I did not show it in the video, but I'm just going based off memory and just looking at the palette. So hopefully I got it right. And then for the eyeliner, I'm using the Revlon liquid eyeliner. I love this liner because it's super black and it dries matte. I end up using the e.l.f. Brush though to put it on, because I hate the Revlon brush. And then under my eyes, I end up using my e.l.f. Deep Chestnut, same concealer that I used on the brows. And I just made sure that I concealed under my eye before doing the foundation and, of course, the lashes. The lashes I'm wearing here is on my TikTok shop showcase. I doubled 2 lashes together to make it fluffy like this. And this is the foundation I'm using by Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter foundation in the shade 390. I like this foundation a lot. I always forget about it, but it's really good. I normally use this foundation when it's close to like going into the fall and winter. I usually use this. And then this is the concealer I'm using now. This L'Oreal Infallible concealer is the shade Amber, okay? This is a little bit lighter than Pecan, however y'all guys want to say it. But it's a little bit lighter, and this is the only concealer I used. I usually double 2 concealers and like do the most with concealers, but this is the only concealer I'm going to use. And honestly, I'm liking using just one concealer. Once I did this, I'm like, honestly, this is all I need. I think especially because the L'Oreal Infallible concealer is already like super full coverage and the consistency is very thick. You don't really need much from this concealer. You don't even need to use a lot of products. You only need a little bit and it goes a long way. So yeah, I actually liked how this came out. It blended very well. It looks very good. Still gave me that, you know, bright under eye, and I only took it under the eye and down the bridge of my nose. But I did forget I did use a concealer though before I put on my foundation. So technically I used 2 concealers, but not on top of each other. I did the concealer first, foundation, and then concealer. So I see the technique that I did do watching this video now. I see what I did, and it actually came out really good, so I like it a lot. And I'm using, of course, the Maybelline setting powder. I do have another setting powder that I am going to use soon that I've been looking at, so Y'all will see me using something different, okay, in a minute. Just bear with me. But that Maybelline setting powder will never go in the garbage in my house, okay? I'm always going to be using it. And for my nose, I'm using that Morphe palette I have in my hand there. That's that Morphe Glam Bronze. I'm using that for the contour for my nose, and I'm also going to be using that for framing my face too as well. So like I always say, this is a bronzer, but I use it as a contour. Now the second setting powder is my Makeup Forever. I like this powder just to make sure that I'm keeping that under eye, you know, highlighted, and then I take it towards the end and I drag it out. I personally think that Makeup Forever discontinued the one that I have. I had this setting powder for a long time, and I've been looking for it on my phone, searching high and low to see the exact one I have, but I think they discontinued the one I specifically have still. And I'm using the Juvia's Place palette for my blush. I'm using that pink shade. It's so pretty. I put it a little bit on my nose too as well. Y'all, this just came out so soft and so pretty to me. And then I made sure that I blended out the powder that we put there. I used a little bit of brown. One of those shades I took on my eye. I believe I put it at the bottom there. I didn't use any mascara. I just used a little bit of eyeshadow. And then after that, you guys, we're going to work on our lips. Now for the lips, I used some random brown eyeliner pencil. I said eyeliner pencil. I'm so sorry. Lip liner pencil. I don't know where this came from. I found it. Okay, look. And I used it, and then after that I end up taking, I believe it was, yeah, the LA Girls Lumilicious, and this is in the shade Peachy. I gotta see if they discontinued this too, child, because I done had it for a while, okay? It is running out, but it's such a pretty nude. I love this. For this to be some cheap lip gloss, it feels so good, y'all. It's the most softest lip gloss, and it's not sticky, so that's one reason why I like it. And it just blends and it's very smooth on. And then I use the NYX Duck Plump gloss. I don't know what shade I have in this. It's probably called Nude something, okay? But it comes in a lot of different nudes. I got it from Ulta Beauty, and it definitely makes your lips feel plumped, okay? Okay, so if you don't like that feeling of your lips, feel like it's air frying, then don't get it. But this is what I use for my setting spray. This is the Morphe setting mist, illuminating setting mist, okay? I went back into that blush palette that I used. I did use Lena for the blush, but then I ended up using Zobu, hopefully I'm saying that right. I think it's Zoba, yeah, Zoba. It looks like pink, right? It looked like a shimmery pink, like a highlighted, you know, pink, but it wasn't. It ended up looking more golden on my skin. I thought it was going to be like a shimmery pink, but it wasn't. I continued to use it. It was still pretty regardless. Hopefully my camera is picking up what it's looking like. Hopefully y'all can see that, but it was really pretty, and this was basically the whole entire look. Sorry if you guys I'm pausing. I was really trying to get a thumbnail in, okay, period. This look came out really pretty. Let me know what you baby dolls think. It was such a pretty soft makeup look, and if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. I hope to see you all in my next video. Tell me what you guys would love to see next. I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah.
I love